Now that the 2010s decade is ending, which trends are the most regrettable? Challenge. 99% were just horrible for your health. Things like the cinnamon challenge. The worst I saw it get was someone tried to start the fire extinguisher challenge. The guy put the nozzle in his mouth and hit the lever. No matter what extinguisher you're using, this is incredibly stupid. What's worse though, is he picked a dry chemical extinguisher. The second he hit that lever, he blasted a lifetime's worth of microparticulate into his lungs. His lungs are absolutely, unequivocally, well and truly fucked. TL. Doctor challenges lead to stupid people doing stupid shit. I have a feeling a lot of people who got huge ass fat transfer procedures to look like a Kardashian are going to regret them in the coming decade. You'll remember Google+. Facebook turning from a fun place to connect with friends to an anti-democracy data ghetto. Connie 2012. That one time we had a clown problem. Gender reveal parties. Not the normal quiet events with family but the driving need to get more and more extreme with every passing year. I've seen parks ruined, beaches littered and all for something as basic as the gender of your unborn child. Spreading blue glitter everywhere doesn't somehow make the child more special than just saying it's going to be a boy. They're already special, they're your child. Just all the family YouTube channels in general. That weird mustache trend that was popular around 2013, you know when teenagers would have mustaches on the phone cases, as jewelry and whatnot. Microtransactions in gaming has been unfortunate. Clickbait. None. Let's just pretend some of them never happened. Being a dick to people on camera for likes from strangers. Rebooting everything for the sake of nostalgia instead of coming up with new ideas. This isn't a prank, it's a social experiment wherein we're going to see if people get mad when we walk up to them and punch them as hard as we can. Social media influencers. Making tons of money and reaching fame by becoming a brand ambassador for bogus skin products never really made sense to me. Modeling is a profession of its own, but not everyone can or should do it. Instagram has made us believe that many of these influencers have perfect lives, and the inadequacy people feel when scrolling through their feed is extremely unhealthy for society. Becoming an influencer should never have been what social media was for. Connecting with friends has now turned into admiring strangers from afar, leading many of us to feel lonelier than ever. Midget spinners. Wealth worship. The Kardashians are an obvious example with Kylie Jenner's billionaire status. Also, high surveillance. Amazon's Echo and the like being bought and placed in homes, willingly. Highly overdrawn lips and eyebrows like, I can see where your real lip ended a half-inch back. The being alive and doing taxes challenge. The erosion of our privacy and freedoms. Edit, don't waste your money on silver, gold, and that crap. Edit 2. Since this seems to be getting a bit of attention, let me climb up on this soapbox for a sec. Instead of spending your hard-earned money on Reddit awards, not just this post but any, donate to a worthy charity instead. Give to your local no-kill animal shelter, or buy some scarves and shit for the homeless this winter. I don't know, just do something that will make you feel good and help someone. Or buy yourself something nice. Be excellent to each other. Crappy video games that is only there so you can pay to play. The rise of irresponsible journalism. The drop in civility. The drop in responsible use of social media. I feel like Reddit only ever talks about like 6 topics. We all could have named the top comments of this thread before clicking on it. The death of legitimate journalism. Replacing in with sound bites, partisan hacks, fake news and networks in such a rush to report anything that they don't bother to fact check. The way people just shit all over things they don't understand. It happens with everyone, not any particular groups. I'm tired of seeing people so blatantly disrespectful towards things other people enjoy. If I like X and you like Y, why do you have to argue X versus Y? Can't we just have a meaningful conversation about X and Y both being shaped by V? Edit. Yes, I know this has been happening since the dawn of man, but it has become much more apparent with the widespread use of social media. Anti-intellectualism, refusing to believe experts in their field over some crazy person on the internet. I think it got worse this decade and I hope we leave it here. Edit. Yes, you should use statistical analysis to critically analyze data presented. Yes, you should use common sense. Whatever the shit people are doing to their eyebrows. Like the 2000s were bad for eyebrows, but I'm not sure the appropriate corrective measure was to go from having the least brow possible to having the most brow possible and drawing them on so precisely you look like an anime character. Edit. Y'all didn't read my post. This is not a defense of the sperm brow. Or a criticism of naturally thick brows. The Instagram brows in the links people have posted are more what I am talking about. Seemingly endless stream of movie remakes and sequels, most poor, done mostly to make a quick easy buck off the name of the previous movie, and sadly most show a lack of creativity and original thinking. Social media influencers. Anti-vaxxers. Astronomer here. No one asked me about the flat earth theory until just a few years ago. The fact that it's picked up again is just so astounding if you think about it. Frankly though, it's just part of a greater trend of anti-intellectualism, and the idea that you can now choose your own facts. I started posting about astronomy on Reddit because the misinformation I read annoyed the fork out of me, and most people are really appreciative to hear the truth. However, the cynic in me notes that astronomy facts very rarely affect our lives the way some other settled science can. And I know plenty of people out there are a huge fan of space and willfully ignore facts when it comes to, say, climate change, because the truth there is unpalatable and affects them more immediately. Carl Sagan said in the 90s in The Demon-Haunted World that I have a foreboding of an America in my children's or grandchildren's time, when the United States is a service and information economy, when nearly all the manufacturing industries have slipped away to other countries, when awesome technological powers are in the hands of a very few, and no one representing the public interest can even grasp the issues, when the people have lost the ability to set their own agendas or knowledgeably question those in authority, when, clutching our crystals and nervously consulting our horoscopes, our critical faculties in decline, unable to distinguish between what feels good and what's true, we slide, almost without noticing, back into superstition and darkness. I think it's pretty clear this trend began in earnest in this decade, but I hope we will be able to right the ship a bit in the next one. Edit. Lots of people telling me that they don't think there are flat earthers IRL, or that it's not that big a deal. I disagree. People who get into one conspiracy theory as weird as flat earth aren't usually prone to stopping there. Second, I actually have colleagues who had a flat earther who kept coming in and threatening the astronomers in the department for their role in the conspiracy theory, and making the young women students feel very uncomfortable. He kept coming back onto campus despite a ban for some time, and I'm told it was really disturbing. I'm sure many people are joking about flat earth. Unfortunately some not in on the joke couldn't tell the difference and started listening. How meme culture turned into a contest to produce the coolest and funniest memes. Memes are also chewed up and spat out at ludicrous speeds rather than left to naturally die. Social media making everyone feel like they need to be heard. It's one of the main reasons why stuff like anti-vaxxers, MLMs, Nazis, cancel culture, flat earthers, etc. exists. Misinformation is just spread like a disease within echo chambers like that. Millennials are killing the X industry. Often while completely missing that most of the millennials they're complaining about are years too young to be millennials, and that millennials aren't a single hive mind where everyone thinks the same. The obnoxious challenge culture. Edit. All these upvotes went to my head. The don't call, insert creepy being, at 3 AM challenge was stupid. Apple killing the 3.5mm headphone jack. MLMs. Influencers. Wearing mental illness like a badge of honor. I am fully on board with acknowledging mental illnesses and getting people proper treatment so their lives can be improved. We should be able to talk about our problems and find solutions to them. However, my problem lies with the people who just pick and choose which mental illnesses to self-diagnose themselves with, and then they become the biggest parts of their personalities. Case in point, I saw a post on Twitter because one of my friends liked it. The person's bio reads something like, ADHD, PTSD, bipolar, manic depressive, Asperger's, possibly sociopath. That is someone I never want to interact with. At all. Internet has very successfully destroyed chances of people having a redemption in real life. The online troll culture. It's easy to be negative and critical. It takes maturity to have a dialogue. The mass shooting trend wasn't particularly well thought out. Massively drawn on eyebrows. Outrage culture. Widespread anti-intellectualism. The amount of folks who found an echo chamber where their opinions are the equivalent of well-researched experts presenting facts. This includes flat earthers, anti-vaxxers, climate change denial, etc. It's simply wrong to continue to let these debates occur with equal representation. Rather, we should show the true disparity here. Either have 98 scientists debate against 2 or give one guy 98% of the face time during the discussion. Maybe then some things will get through. Farmville posts on Facebook. The ZIS population is outraged.